Дорогие соотечественники.
He said his action was inevitable. After 6.5 years in power, Mikhail Gorbachev confirmed his resignation on television tonight.
Я покидаю свой пост с тревогой, но и с надеждой, с верой в вас, в вашу мудрость и силу духа. Мы наследники великой цивилизации, и сейчас от всех и каждого зависит, чтобы она возродилась к новой, современной и достойной жизни.
The president who returned to power from house arrest after the failure of the August coup never recovered his authority and tonight paid the political price. The man with no country left to govern said he was leaving the nation in a better state than he'd found it and described some of the achievements of his rule.
Мы открылись миру, отказались от вмешательства в чужие дела, от использования войск за пределами страны. И нам ответили доверием, солидарностью и уважением. Мы стали одним из главных оплотов по переустройству современной цивилизации на мирных демократических началах.
In his 6 years in power, Mikhail Gorbachev transformed the Soviet Union from authoritarian dictatorship to fledgling democracy. He met with US presidents and slashed the Soviet nuclear arsenal. He allowed the Berlin Wall to fall and presided over the end of the Cold War and the start of warmer relations with the West. Sergei Stankevich is one of those who now assumes the mantle of power. A senior advisor to President Yeltsin, he's one of the younger generation of politicians taking over here. Though often opposing Gorbachev during the past 12 months, he says without the policies of glasnost and perestroika, he wouldn't have been able to express his political voice at all.
He gave us a chance. He gave us a possibility to express ourselves, to be real and active politicians, to insist upon our democratic principles against totalitarian regime. And I'm absolutely sure that without Gorbachev, our communist totalitarian dictatorship can persist for 10 or 15 years more. And our life maybe can be lost.
Пост президента не предусмотрен.
Today, Gorbachev's oldest foe, President Boris Yeltsin, told the Russian parliament that it was time to end the tradition of disgracing former leaders. He said even after tonight's resignation, Mikhail Gorbachev would continue to contribute to the political life of the nation. Some Russian politicians believe that Gorbachev's contributions won't have the impact they used to.
Each politician has quite a short period of time for his most effective activity. President Gorbachev, unfortunately, acted as if he has an endless future, and he didn't notice that his time is over. I think that it is his personal tragedy.
In Moscow, where the Russian Orthodox Church doesn't celebrate Christmas until January the 7th, it was just another day today. Some Muscovites chose to get a New Year haircut in one of the city's beauty salons and expressed differing views about the outgoing president, a man often described as more popular abroad than he is at home.
Мне кажется, с приходом Михаила Сергеевича жизнь стала как-то хуже.
Ну, если дальше дела пойдут хуже, то о нем будут вспоминать хорошо. А если пойдут лучше, я думаю, о нем тоже следует вспоминать хорошо, потому что все, что происходит и будет происходить, начал все-таки это он. И в том его заслуга и перед человеком, и перед историей.
Я не огорчен, я ни то и ни другое, потому что я не знаю, что следующее сделает. Если он сделает лучше, так это дай бог, как говорят. Ну, а так сказать трудно, конечно.
The man making plans for the future today acquired the briefcase that controls the nuclear weapons of the former Soviet Union. President Yeltsin says he'll only use them once he's consulted with other Commonwealth leaders who have nuclear weapons on their soil. Former Soviet Foreign Minister Alexander Besmetnik thinks the nuclear issue already threatens the very existence of the Commonwealth. He says member states may not fulfill their promise to destroy all weapons outside Russia.
What I'm most concerned about is the fact that the nuclear weapons on their territories may become the part of the domestic situation. That means that the leaders of those republics may not be able to say, let's destroy that weapons immediately or very soon, because they would be afraid that that may have negative effects on their political position in the country.
While new problems emerge, tonight in Red Square, the symbol of the old administration was removed. The red flag was lowered from the Kremlin, replaced by the Russian banner, at the very moment Mikhail Gorbachev officially became the 8th and last leader of the Soviet Union. At the end of his time in power, Mikhail Gorbachev said tonight that in a country such as this one, it is not possible to carry out reforms without repercussions. He described reforming the nation as a risky policy. President Yeltsin now inherits the reform process here, and the risks as well. For World Monitor, I'm Simon Marks in Moscow.